Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. Race number 7 at Belmont Park on the Belmont Stakes undercard is the Grade 1 Acorn for 3-year-old fillies going a 1-turn mile. Play it with your DRF Bets account. Play Exactas because you get a 10% Exacta winners bonus throughout this entire Belmont Stakes Racing Festival, Thursday through Saturday. Learn more at bets.drf.com. Here's the field, and it is a competitive one for this year's Acorn. 1-turn mile, $700,000 is the purse. Morning line favorite is the number 7, Guarana. Matt, you made this filly an out-of-the-gate horse to watch after she dominated in her career debut at Keeneland to the tune of a 93 buyer, and she won by a country mile. But now she's going to have to face winners. She's going to have to stretch out, and she might have to face other speeds.
I was going to say, I mean, there's a lot that she's going to need to ask. This is a very confident move from Chad Brown, running her in a Grade 1 in her second lifetime start, first time against winners. Visually, what she did at Keeneland was sensational. If you want to look at it the other way, the field she beat is absolutely putrid. And this is a situation where she's going to have other speed that she has to deal with, most notably Serengeti Empress. She's going to have to deal with other nice horses that have the ability to sit just off and come with a run, and she's got to stretch out in distance. Look, maybe she is a freak. It's entirely possible, but I just at 2-1, there's just no way that I want any part of her at 2-1.
I think the connections to Serengeti Empress are saying, how dare you disrespect me, David Aragona, by making me the second choice on the morning line. It's a very brave move to take the one-race maiden winner over a Kentucky Oaks winner that has won 4 stakes races already and is the speed nearest the rail. Listen, in the Kentucky Oaks, they let her get away. We've learned, if you let Serengeti Empress get away, she's going to hurt you. Timeform US says she might have to go a little bit fast as she turns back slightly in distance in the Acorn. She's got the 7 Guarana. She's got the 9 CC sitting off her. So if Serengeti Empress is to win this one, she's going to have to earn it every step.
Kentucky Oaks winner is not the morning line favorite in her next race, and the rider who rode her in the Kentucky Oaks goes aboard the other filly. So I can understand that those connections using the bulletin board material saying, you know what, we're coming in here. For what it's worth, I agree with the morning line. I think Guarana is going to be the favorite come post time. But Serengeti Empress, you hit the nail on the head. You let her go, she can make everyone pay. If she has a little bit of pace pressure early on, I don't know how she's going to react. I don't know if she's going to be able to repel that bid and then go on with it. It's also worth noting, I do wonder if her speed is a little bit better suited at longer distances as opposed to 1-turn mile. You know what? She can win. I'm not going to be using her either.
The number 2, Jeltrin, is another one that exits the Kentucky Oaks. She really didn't run very well that day. 2 starts back, she pulled off a $100 upset, going a 1-turn mile in the Grade 2 Devona Dale Stakes. She beat Cookie Dough that day. She still seems a little bit green. I think she has a little bit more speed than Timeform US is giving her credit for. I think she can be closer to the pace. I'm just not sure that's a good thing. And really, you take that 91 buyer out of the equation, what do you got?
That's the big thing for me, quality. I don't know that she classes up to this level of runner. Look, she got the job done 2 starts back. She's made as a broodmare when it's all said and done. But right now, I just don't think she's at this caliber.
Let's talk about some horses coming out of the Grade 2 8 Bells. The Kentucky Oaks runners are turning back in distance. The 8 Bells fillies are stretching out a furlong. Let's begin with the number 4, Bells the One, who was 23-1 that day, and I got the patented Corey Lannery ride. Saved ground, shot on through, just not good enough against a very impressive speedster in break even. But this filly has really only run 1 bad race in her career, and that was going 2 turns in the Ashland. Do you think a mile is a little far, though?
Yeah, I mean, her only bad race was when I picked her in the Ashland. So there you go. I'm not on her in this spot. Maybe she'll get back to a nice big run. Look, I look at it and say from a distance standpoint, I kind of prefer her now at the shorter distances, whether it's 6 furlongs, whether it's 7/8 of a mile. Maybe this 1-turn mile is going to work to her advantage, but I kind of agree with you. I think shorter might be better.
I think the 8 Queen of Bees is a little bit of a sleeper in here for trainer Jorge Abreu. I really like the way she won at Gulfstream at this distance on January the 31st. She was going to run in the Beaumont Stakes. She got sick. The track came up wet. They decided not to run. So she ran in the 8 Bells off a pretty big layoff. And while she didn't have the pop I expected, I picked her that day. She ran on okay to be 3rd. I think that's a building block race. And if she gets the right scenario, she can get a piece of this at the very least.
No, I agree 100%. I feel like that was a nice starting off point. Now you go to a little bit of a longer distance. We know that this mile isn't going to be an issue for her. Second off the bench, I think Jorge Abreu does a very good job. She's an interesting one, definitely at a big price, especially if you believe that pace projector.
Proud Emma fell far, far back in the early portion of the 8 bells. They were going fast, certainly break even was, and she passed a few tired horses in the lane. Peter Miller is very shrewd. He is putting blinkers on, I think, to try to get her in the race a little bit more. Timeform US says, I don't care if the blinkers are on, you're still last.
Yeah, and the other thing is she just needs to improve by leaps and bounds. So if you like this filly, you need to hope that the blinkers perhaps get her a little bit closer to the pace, get her into the run earlier, but also wake her up in a big way. She had paired up by her tops 2 and 3 starts back, and she only moved up to an 80. I'm not convinced she's this good.
Are we missing the boat on the 5 Fancy Dress Party? All she's done is go 4 for 4 in her career for a trainer that knows a little something about one-turn horses. Benny Colebrook trained the good Limousine Liberal for all those years. Now, maybe the Grade 3 Beaumont was not the strongest race in the world, but she's slowly improving from a buyer's standpoint in each and every start, and she does not need the lead to win. This is a very good pace projector for the 5.
These are some of the more dangerous horses that you ever come across in a handicapping standpoint. Some of the other ones have flashier numbers, whatever the case may be, higher profile outfits. This filly, all she does is go out and win races. And I look at it and say, if that Beaumont had come back a little bit stronger, because so far, the 2 horses that have come back to run, they have not done any real running. Mother earned a 66, the 5th place finisher of 59 on synthetic. If that race had come back a little bit better, I think Fancy Dress Party could have been half the price she is on the morning line. Maybe she will still be betting here. However you want to look at it from a wagering standpoint, she's dangerous in here, I think.
We'll try to get some prices home in the Grade 1 Acorn as we take a look at our top selections. You have been waiting for the cutback in distance for Cookie Dough for a long time, and why not? She ran so great in the Grade 2 Devona Dale in her first start off the layoff, where she was just pressured every step of the way before being nailed by Geltrin. And then she ran well going long in the Gulfstream Park Oaks, and she ran well going long in the Black Eyed Susan. But I think your opinion, and I agree with you, is that those races are just too far for her.
Yeah, 100%, just too far. And now this distance, I think, is right in her wheelhouse. We all talk about those turnbacks. I love this going from 9 furlongs to a 1-turn mile here. Second start off the bench. And yes, she's going out with Kieran McLaughlin, but I'm not taking anything away from Stanley Gold. I think it's a lateral move as far as this filly is concerned. And I also look at it, maybe I'm wrong, but boy, I think this race sets up beautifully for her. If you think Serengeti Empress goes, if you think Guarana goes, look, maybe those 2 fillies are just better than Cookie Dough. But I think Javier parks this filly right off those 2. And rounding that far turn, you take your chance. If she's good enough, I think she's in there with a chance at 6-1.
Stakes debut for my top pick, the number 9 CC, who I believe is a half to Papa Clem. Pretty nice horse out in Southern California. She came from off the pace to win her career debut going 6 furlongs. And Michael McCarthy then tried older horses in start number 2, where she was actually the only 3-year-old in that field. The winner, Lady Ninja, is a 6-time winner. She was 1-2 in that race, but she never really got a breather. She got bumped a bit out of the start. She set a pressured pace, and Lady Ninja just got the better of her in the last 16th of a mile. I think breaking from the outside, she's going to rate as she did in her debut and try to come with 1 run. The question is, do you believe that 97 buyer? That's nothing that Lady Ninja has run before. That's nothing that a lot of those fillies had run before. But if you just look at the raw times of that race, 1:16-1, some older males later on, now winners of 2 other than types, went 1:17-1. So the fig kind of makes sense. This horse has some pedigree, and maybe she drifts off the 9-2.
I like this filly a lot. I think she makes plenty of sense in here. I think Michael McCarthy, he usually only places fillies and mares, or I should just say horses in general, in spots that he thinks they fit. And I think this is a beautiful spot. I think it's a very confident move that they're going to ship her all the way cross country to run here. And I think what you brought up, to me, it's a sign of a potentially very, very nice racehorse. When the career debut, they win from coming off of a slow pace. And then that next start, sure, she didn't prevail, but she dug in game lead. More importantly, she was the one cutting out those fractions down on the inside. She's already shown that versatility. And as far as the figs are concerned, I happen to believe him. I think the 97 is correct. You look at the Timeform US ratings, the debut she earned a 114, that most recent run a 115, and for what it's worth, the 4th place finisher in the most recent run, next out winner with an 82 buyer, and she was 100 lengths behind. I think it's a situation where CC fits in here beautifully, and she could arguably work out. I would say she's probably right there with a horse like Cookie Dough, sitting just off and trying to make that move.
I'm going 9, 7, 3, and 1. You like Cookie Dough on top. Give me numbers.
Yeah, we're using the same 4 horses. I went 3-9-7-1.
It's the Grade 1 Acorn Stakes, race number 7 on the Belmont Stakes undercard. Play it with your DRF Bets mobile account, especially Exactas. 10% winner's bonus for every race during this entire Belmont Stakes Racing Festival, Thursday through Saturday. DRF Bets, ready, set, bet. Approximate post time for the Acorn, 3:22 Eastern. Best of luck.